Felix and Winston here, and it is officially a bull market indeed. The S&P has risen. It is official. It basically means 20% from the recent low. So what does it all mean? What is it all about? And is it going to last? How can you make money out of it? Winston will tell you all of that here. Reason, jobless data was higher today. More unemployed people, good for investors. I know it's perverse, but essentially it means the Fed is going to skip their rate hike next week. We like that after the mini shock yesterday from the Canadian cousins raising the moose tax up north, the interest rate up north. And that kind of hurt the markets yesterday. Today we flipped around again. And Adobe being a real standout today, 5% up. And why is that important? Because they're charging now for their AI image generation a subscription fee in Photoshop. And that's important because we want to see AI make money, not just to be this concept that's going to save the world. Because remember that the dot-com bubble, that was a concept that was going to save the world that didn't end so well. We want AI to actually bring in revenue and money. And therefore, that's a really, really good thing. So it's good the big boys are starting to charge for this. All the image generators out there charge sort of $60 to $120 a month for that. It'll be interesting to see what Photoshop, or Adobe rather, charges for that. Now, the big number to watch out for next week is CPI inflation. That's really the last hurdle before the Fed. And if you believe the big investment banks, it's going to be a favorable read, in which case this rally is going to keep going. The other thing the big boys are warning us of, and it's a good warning, is that the old economy stocks may catch up with the rally. Maybe not to the extent of Nvidia. I'm not saying they're going to go through the roof tomorrow, but they've been lagging, right? So if you look at cyclicals, what are cyclicals? Well, anything that goes up and down with the economy, so things like travel and so on, and dog biscuits, that people buy more of when they are feeling good about themselves. So how are we coming out of this recession, and how are we coming out of this end of the world happening without the market dipping? Well, look at Europe. Europe's in a recession. Germany's in a recession. Europe officially is in a recession now, thanks to some revision. They've undone some manipulation of the data, yet the stock markets are doing really well, and the two can be separated. And Druckenmiller, if you listened to him yesterday, and I put out a video on that a little later today, he said some really interesting things about how stock markets don't necessarily go down in recessions. In fact, earnings can actually do quite well in recessions. It really just depends on that. And he's actually thinking that Nvidia is going to do really, really well in a recession. He thought profits would go up 70%. So kind of an interesting take on that. But from Winston and I, all we want to say is thank you for the amazing views. I think we've had 55,000 views in the last 48 hours, which is just insane, more than 1,000 an hour. So a huge thank you. If you were one of those, now you're one of those. Thanks for smashing the subscribe button, joining the lovely community. And Winston says, have a glorious evening with lots of snacks. See you tomorrow live.